At present, our country is in a situation where our central government should clear all the confusions regarding this CAB, that is Constitutional Amendment Bill, and NRC, that is National Register of Citizens, and then try to implement it. We all know during demonetization process, the most affected people were the poor and the middle class people. Because of few people indulged in corruption, many others were affected. Even during the implementation of GST, because of few people not paying the tax properly, this was implemented. But still, this also affected the middle class people very badly. Even now, the CAB and NRC is brought, but it looks like the implementation is not good. So in this video, let's know what is NRC, the history behind it. Let's also know a new term called NPR, that is National Population Register, and also regarding the Pan Indian implementation of NRC. It was in the year 1947 where India got independence, and India and Pakistan were partitioned into two separate countries, that is India on one side and Pakistan on two sides, and Muslim people were predominant in Pakistan and Hindus in India. Since 1947, many people were going between both the countries as illegal immigrants and refugees. And in our country, there were many communal riots and violence since 1947 itself because of the immigration of refugees into our country. To put an end to it, the prime ministers of both the countries, that is Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India, and Liaquat Ali Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan at that time, met in New Delhi on April 2, 1950, and discussed regarding the situation of communal riots going on in both the countries. And the discussion went for 6 days, and on April 8, 1950, both the Prime Ministers signed an agreement called Liaquat-Nehru Agreement. According to this agreement, all the refugees residing in both the countries can return back to their respective countries. Also, no trouble will be done to them. Also, the governments of both the countries must provide all the facilities to them. It was also mentioned that no trouble must be given to any minority religious communities present in both the countries, and also full protection to be given to them. Most importantly, the agreement mentioned that no forced religious conversion must be made. After this, many refugees in both the countries returned back to their respective countries. But even though after few years, it was seen that many Islamic people started coming to India again, and especially to Assam. Also, many other religiously persecuted minorities from other countries, especially from Pakistan, started coming to India, and this again became an issue, and many communal riots took place again. In 1971, this became a very big issue, and the Prime Minister of India at that time, Indira Gandhi, brought a new law and granted citizenship to all those people who came as illegal immigrants. Even after 1971, many illegal immigrants and refugees started coming to India, and this created an issue again. So, in the year 2009, a petition was filed in the Supreme Court to send all the illegal immigrants back to their country from Assam. So, the Supreme Court directed the central government to prepare a list of all the legal citizens and illegal people by conducting NRC in Assam. So later, hundreds of NRC Seva Kendras were set up in Assam, and all the inhabitants of Assam were asked to submit an application form and also asked to prove their citizenship by providing documents before 1971, because many illegal refugees and people were granted citizenship in the year 1971 according to the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. So NRC was conducted on 33 million people of Assam, and 29 million people proved their citizenship by providing legal documents and were considered legal citizens. But the other 4 million plus people could not prove their citizenship, and they are now considered as illegal immigrants and refugees. But out of those 40 plus lakh people, it was found that about 13 to 14 lakh people were non-Muslim religious people. All those non-Muslim religious people were religiously persecuted minorities in Pakistan and Bangladesh, and Centre decided to provide citizenship to only these non-Muslim people and brought a new law and passed a bill in the parliament called the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2019. According to this bill, if any non-Muslim of only these refugees had stayed in India for a period of 5 years after 2014, they will be given Indian citizenship. The central government told that they are providing citizenship to only religiously persecuted minorities in these countries, like Hindus, Christians, Parsis, Buddhists, etc., as it was only these people who were killed in their countries. They told in these countries no Islamic people were troubled, so that is the reason why Islamic refugees who could not prove their citizenship were considered as illegal immigrants. So now it is said that the NRC will be implemented all across India except Assam, as NRC is already finished in Assam. When NRC is implemented to the rest of the Indian states, the process will be different and less complex compared to the NRC that was implemented in Assam. So if it is implemented all across India, it will be done in the process of NPR, that is National Population Register, and will be conducted similar to census, but it's much different compared to census. In this process of NPR, we will be asked to provide all our demographic information like name, religion, literacy, education, etc. And along with that, we will be asked to submit any one of the documents according to the Citizenship Act of 2003. These documents could be any one of the following, that is, land and tenancy records, bank and post office accounts, birth certificate, state or university educational certificates, court records, passports, any LIC policy, voter IDs, Aadhaar cards, ration cards, and any other legally acceptable document. The government has also clarified that for verification of illiterate people in the proposed PAN Indian NRC, witnesses and community verification will be done and no citizens will be put under any trouble. Many below poverty line people who get the benefit of many welfare schemes of the government and their identity will be established on this basis. So I hope all of you must have understood this history of NRC and also the upcoming proposed Pan Indian NRC. It is just an exercise to identify the legal citizens and illegal refugees. So all of us must be surely having at least one of those documents, which I mentioned earlier. And in case where documents are not there also, witnesses, community verification will be done. So no Indian citizens despite any religion, Hindu or a Muslim or any other religion, need to worry about NRC. Because NRC is just a process where all the citizens of India will be given a national identity card and provided with legal documentation, which will be beneficial in the long term.